Hey guys, Max again. Another Season of Discovery Phase 2 video. This time we're going to be going over the Priest runes. Hope this is for you. We're going to start right off with the belts. In Power Renew, your Renew now heals one extra time immediately when applied and gains 15% increased benefit each time it heals from your bonus healing effects. In addition to that, if there's another priest in the group that's also casting Renew, it won't prevent you from casting Renew. You can have two Renews on the same target, so that's really nice. Really helpful if you have two priests in your raid team and they both want to play the same class. Won't hinder them if they both want to heal. So really good stuff. Mind Spike blasts the target for a bunch of math damage, frost shadow damage, and increases the critical strike chance of your next Mind Blast on the target for 30%, stacking up to 3 times as the Shadow Priest. Really nice there. And then Renewed Hope. Engrave your belt. Your heals from Flash Heal, Lesser Heal, Heal, Greater Heal, and Penance have 10% increased critical effect chance when cast on targets with weakened soul. This looks like it's going towards the disc priest. I remember goofing around with priest back in Classic a while ago, and I thought the bubble mana cost is pretty expensive, so I don't think Holy would use this too much. I think there's talents for that in disc, but so really exciting there. The boot ones are really crazy. So the first one is Dispersion. Yeah, you disperse into shadow energy. It's basically 90% damage reduction. You get regenerate 6% of your mana every 1 second for 6 seconds. And dispersion can be cast while you're stunned, feared, silenced, and clears all snare and moving impairing effects when cast and makes you immune to them when dispersed. This is wild, which means that Holy Priests, Disc Priests, and Shadow Priests all get dispersion. Right? Have you ever heard of a Holy Priest having dispersion before? This is crazy. It's going to be wild in PvP. And on top of that, if you don't care for that, the next boot one is Pain Suppression, which means instead of casting dispersion on yourself, you can put the damage reduction on somebody else in your party, reduces damage all taken from a friendly target or to a friendly target by 40%, and increases the dispel chance by 65% for 8 seconds. That is wild. And then this last boot one is pretty cool too. You can activate the Spirit Guardian, which I believe is in the Holy Tree, for 30 seconds. And while in this form, you can cast healing spells for free, but you can't move, you can't attack, or be targeted by spells or effects. This requires that you have the Spirit of Redemption talent in the Holy Tree. And then it basically makes it inactive if you die. So if you die, you don't get it. But this just means that you can use it anytime you want. So if you're on progression and you're working on a really tough boss and you're at 5% and all the healers are gassed, you just pop this for 30 seconds. All your heals are free. Just hopefully, if something shows up underneath your feet like fire, you're not going to get cooked. So really good stuff on the boots. And then Bracers, Despair, periodic damage from your spells can now be critical hits. Super awesome for Classic. I like that one. Critical spell casts for your Smite, Flash Heal, Binding Heal cast within 15 seconds or instant cast if you choose to use the Surge of Light Bracer rune, so that's awesome. And then I think this is new. I've never heard of this before in any early WoW expansions. Void Zone summons a Void Zone in the target area that deals math problem damage, shadow damage to enemies that stand within it every second for 10 seconds. That's pretty cool too. And again, another option for healers. If this would have been in the Shadow Tree or something like that, Holy or Disc may not have had access to this if it was deeper. So really nice quality of life for them too, for extra damage. The Helm runes, I mentioned this in every video. Agrin posted on Twitter that some of the data mine information is going to not be in this patch, and they're kind of testing it on the back end. And I've seen some of the rune lists only have like one Helm rune or multiple ones, or they might seem to be missing some. So this one only had one listed helm. Critical heals create a protective shield on the target, absorbing 30% of the amount healed for 12 seconds. That's the only one listed there. It would be really nice if we could get that and some other ones, but we'll see. And then lastly, there's a pants rune, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a skill book and not a rune. I've taken a look at the skill books for each of the classes, and I'm going to be doing a video on that soon later today. But I've seen this listed on there as well, so I think the Shadow Fiend buff is going to be a skill book, and it drops from the dungeon, so look forward to that. So that's all the priest information. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know. There's a like button right below the video. If you feel I deserve it, hit that, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.